What is the exposure triangle for professional camera operators? Imagine trying to take a perfect photo or shoot a stunning video and everything looks off. The problem might be how your camera is handling light. That's where the exposure triangle comes into play. It's a key idea for anyone working with professional cameras in media careers or video production. The exposure triangle involves three main camera settings: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. These three work together to control how much light hits the camera sensor. Proper balance among them results in clear, well-lit images. If one setting changes, the others need to be adjusted to keep the exposure just right. First, let's talk about aperture. It's the opening in the lens that lets light into the camera. It's measured in f-stops like f2.8 or f8. The lower the number, the larger the opening, which means more light enters. A wide aperture creates a blurry background and makes your subject stand out. A smaller aperture with a higher f-stop keeps more of the scene in focus but lets in less light. In video, choosing the right aperture also helps set the mood and style of your shot. Next is shutter speed. This is how long the camera's sensor is exposed to light. It's usually measured in fractions of a second. For example, 1 to 50 means 1 to 150th of a second. When filming, shutter speed is often set relative to your frame rate. For example, at 25 frames per second, a shutter speed of 1/52nd is common. Faster shutter speeds freeze motion, making fast-moving objects look sharp. Slower speeds can create motion blur, which can make movement look more natural or artistic. Then there's ISO. It's the sensitivity of the camera sensor to light. A low ISO like 100 produces cleaner images with less noise. Higher ISO settings, like 1600 or 3200, make the sensor more sensitive, allowing you to shoot in darker conditions. But higher ISO can also introduce grain or noise, which might reduce image quality. Professional camera operators usually keep ISO as low as possible and only raise it when lighting is poor. All three settings are connected. If you open the aperture to let in more light, you might need to increase shutter speed or lower ISO to avoid overexposure. Conversely, in low light, you might open the aperture wider, slow down shutter speed, and raise ISO. Each adjustment affects the look of your footage and the quality of your images. Knowing how to balance these three settings is essential for media careers. On set, lighting conditions change fast, and camera operators must adapt quickly. Mastering the exposure triangle helps you get the right shot every time. It also allows you to create specific moods, like a shallow depth of field with a wide aperture or a fast shutter for action scenes. Working with directors of photography and lighting teams becomes easier when you understand how these settings work together. In practical terms, aperture controls how much light enters and affects how much of the scene is in focus. Shutter speed influences how motion appears, either sharp or blurred. ISO adjusts how sensitive the sensor is to light, impacting brightness and noise. By adjusting these three, you can handle different lighting situations and artistic goals. In summary, the exposure triangle is the foundation of operating professional cameras in media careers. It's not just about technical settings but a tool for creative storytelling. Knowing how to use aperture, shutter speed, and ISO together helps you produce high-quality visuals that support your storytelling and meet your creative vision.